Hello there and welcome back. So we are going to continue our console journey and we are going to take a look at how we can secure console. So what I did was to restore the original state of the virtual machines to the point where console was just installed. So we can start out from a clean page. And in order to enable security, what we can do is to edit the configuration file on the master server. So vi console.hcl. And technically here, what we have to do is to say that ACL is equal to, and we enabled equals true, and default policy is equal to deny, and the enable token persistence is equal to true. So let's save it, and we can use the systemctl restart console. And after this, if we go back to the browser, we will be asked, and the browser page will change a little bit. So systemctl status console, and as you can see, it is running. Oh, and let's enable it. Systemctl enable console and systemctl enable console, just to make sure that after reboot, it will be there. So, as you can see, the page has changed, and by default, we do not have any access to console, at least the UI part, because we are not authorized. So how do we log in? How do we get a secret ID? What we can do is to basically issue the following command: console ACL bootstrap. And after this, it will place a default token and a policy, and we can use the secret ID to log in. Let's do that. So I have copied the secret ID, and I clicked on login. And as you can see now, I am able to view the services, the nodes, and so on. And if we go to the tokens, you will see that we have two tokens. One is an anonymous token, and the other that we are using is the global management token. This token is basically the strongest token, and it allows you to do anything that you would want to do. And the anonymous token is a token that allows you to grant access, read-only access, or even write access to resources to specific users that hold the token based on the roles and the policies. So now, if we want, we can go ahead and take a look at this. So if I issue the console kv put my key with my value, you will see that the permission was denied. And there are two ways to overcome it. So console kv --help. And here we are supposed to have, or even one level higher. No, not higher. So basically what we can do is to export the console HTTP token. Let's see. Yeah. And what we have to do is to make this equal to the secret ID. And after that, let's clear the screen. We should be able to use the usual commands. This means that the console CLI is going to check whether there is an environment variable that is defined, and it's called Consul HTTP token. And if it is defined, it will use this token to perform the action. And based on the policies and roles associated with it, it will either succeed or fail. And then, if we want, we can use the Consul kv get my key, and this returns my value. So, as you can see, here we are on that part. And there are different rules or policies that we can assign with given tokens. And there are 4 main categories that are allowing you to perform actions. One is read, the other is write, the third one is deny, and the other one is list. So let's say that we want to create a policy. And this policy looks the following way. Let's say my key policy. And we say that the key prefix is my key. And we say that the policy is equal to read. And let's say that the key prefix is my app, and the policy is going to be write. So now we also have to be aware that these policies can be assigned to tokens. And these policies will define what a given token can do. And what I will do here is to save this one into my bash rc file, and just simply go to the end and save it. So every time I source this file, I will have the appropriate token available. And now what I want to do is to associate this policy to my token, which is called anonymous token. So if we want to test it, what we have to do is to open up a new private window. And here, what we want to do is to copy this part of the URL. And as you can see, it requires us to log in. So when I use my token of anonymous token and copy the secret ID and log in, you will see that we have successfully logged in. And currently, it says that I need to be granted permission to the anonymous token to be able to use it. So let's do that. If we go to the tokens, anonymous token, and policies, and I assign the my key policy, then save it. What should happen if this configuration is reflected is to continue, and it should be able to show me that my key is there. So what happens if I try to modify this value? You can see that I do not possess the appropriate privilege to write to it. However, I am able to read from it, which is also important, because when I use the export Consul HTTP token and specify my secret ID, which is associated with the anonymous token. So here, and equals to anonymous, then what I can do is to kv get my key. and I would retrieve the value. If I break this token and try to get my key, you will see that access was denied. But anonymous, if I fix it, I will be able to retrieve this information. And what do we want? Yeah, let's take a look at how we can create ACLs on agents. So let's go to the policies, and what we want to do is to create a new policy and call this agent policy. And the node prefix is going to be every node that we have, and the policy is going to be write, and the service prefix is going to be a wildcard, and the policy is going to be write. So if I save it, if I can save it in service prefix policy. So for this, we also have to create a new token. So let's just do this a bit differently. So agent token, and save it. And then what we have to do under the tokens, agent token, is to copy the secret ID. And here, what we have to do is to edit the console.hcl. And for the ACL configuration, what we have to do is to use the tokens, and we specify that the agent is equal to this token, which was just created. And now what we can do is to save it and systemctl restart console. So this way we specify the agent token. And if we try to log in, let's grab the token. You will see the following. So under policies, what we want to do is to go back and create the policy. Agent token policy, and node prefix and service prefix, and save it. And then for the tokens, what we want to do is to apply the agent token policy. And this would allow agents to perform a given set of actions. So for example, if we want to grant access to all the key value pairs, so let's call this my other key, my other value, then we could go to the policies. Let's wait for it to load. As I said, let's wait for it to load. So tokens, policies, agent token policy. Oh, why did it fail? Status. But it cannot be failed because I am able to interact with the web service. So for example, if we take a look at here, let's copy the anonymous token, and let's log out and overview and key value pairs, continue. login, anonymous token, you will see that we have the appropriate access. And if we want, we can test out this agent token. So log out, log in, and log in. And now we can see the nodes and the services and whatever we have defined here in the policy. So it grants access to node and service prefix. So here in the browser, I am able to see the services and the nodes. And if I want, I can grant access to the key value. Let's do that. So key prefix, and then the policy should be read. And let's change it. So read for the node prefix as well. And we save it. And if I refresh the other browser, you will see that the key value and node and services become available. So that's all I wanted to show you about the ACLs, and see you in the next one.